At long last, let's hand in these grandmaster recipes and find out why I probably can't make them.
Greetings. I hope your search goes well.
Managed to find something already.
Wonderful. I shall draft a copy. This is good. This at last will earn me the title of grandmaster. I thank you, Witcher.
Well, that was relatively quick. All right.
Would you craft something for me?
Of course.
Let's find out why I probably can't make them. Oh my goodness, what? Oh, that's kind of cool. It's expensive, so no, probably. But it's cool to know that I can actually buy them here now. I was caught off guard by the weird little bag symbol I've never seen before. But it looks like now, if you're trying to craft something from a blacksmith and they technically have access to that object, you can buy the component straight from them. Instead, it would make sense to try to create these things myself if I can. Let's try to compare. Interestingly, it looks like sign intensity is only going to go up by 1. Admittedly, these are the boots. So let's try something else too. Really wish there was a nice search function, or an option to view the entire set. In this case, they know the game has sets, so it'd be nice to just be able to see all the objects in that set instead of going through them all. It also would be nice to be able to pin all of these recipes to find their total requirements, so I can compare how much I have total versus how much I need total. So it looks like I need slicered hide that's infused, and I need enriched Demetrium plates. That seems to be the common place between the two of them. That's 2-2 there. Revisit the boots real quick. 1-1 there. How about these ones? Grandmaster Griffin. Oh. Demeridium ingot. I think that's different. Yeah. But another slicered hide. That's now 4 hides I need total. It's probably what I'll start with. Right, and then there's the swords. I'm sure that's where things get more complicated. Demeridium ingots, really all I need in this case. And and the mastercrafted silver sword. I don't think I have the mastercrafted silver sword yet, or even its recipe. Judging by the fact that it's not listed here anywhere. I just have a mastercrafted silver sword, but not a mastercrafted griffin sword. So I don't think I can make I don't think I can make my grandmaster swords until I get my mastercrafted swords, and I don't even have the recipes for those. I should find out whether or not I might not even have the quest to find those. Next up is trousers. Grandmaster Griffin. Another infused slicered hide, so I should see how many of those I can make, and some demeridium plates and ingots. That's about it. Alright. Crafting components. Looking for that hide. There we go. So, I can make 4. It's 1 infused crystal, 1 draconid leather for the slicered hide. Interesting. Doesn't actually require components that come directly from said animal, just pieces. It's definitely cheaper to craft. I mean, what I mean to say is it doesn't require specific slicered loot. It requires draconid leather, which I believe you can get from all over the place, really. Cured draconid leather. Can I make another one of those? I can make another infused crystal out of the infused shards. That's one of those components. And wasn't this up here cured draconid leather? Is this just the next tier of crafting? It is. Which is just hardened leather and chitinous shell. Or chitinous shell. So there's weirdly enough, it seems you don't need anything from a lizard to make these things. Which is a surprise. I think I needed 5. Really, I hope I needed 5, because I just made 5. This is, I gotta say, this interface overall is not the best at times. I kind of get jealous over Factorio in the way that if you craft something, it'll if you have the components for all the lower tier stuff along the way, you can just craft those things. So you need enriched dimeritium ore. I have that. And then you need that to make an enriched dimeritium ingot. Dimeritium plate. Okay. Gotta review really quick the exact item type. We'll start with the Grandmaster Griffin armor. So we need 2 enriched dimeritium plates. So we'll start with that. So for the enriched dimeritium, that's an ingot plate. That requires 2 ingots. Okay, we're gonna be busy here. We'll see how much I can get done. That's 1. I need 2. That's 2 ingots. That's enough for 1 plate. Did I need 2 plates? This is expensive, isn't it? It's the chess piece, though, so it's a nice place to start. I do need 2 plates. Damn. Alright. Alright, 1 more plate. So for the plate, once again, I'm gonna need 4 ore to turn into 2 ingots to turn into 1 plate. And right off the bat, I'm thinking we're probably not going to be able to afford the entire set, but I can get things started at the very least. Look at that. There we go. Seems like it might even look different, actually. Judging by the shape it takes in the icon at the very least. Alright, chess pieces down. Try trousers next, perhaps? So we'll check what we need. This time it's just 1 plate. We already have the hide set up. Okay. I'm doing it piece by piece because some of them require plate and some of them require ingots. I could write it down, but I haven't. Am I fresh out now? So to make dimeritium plate, I need... Well, we need more cores. Or a calcium core. Can I make an orichalcum core is the next question. Is it on this list? They require things I don't have, like green gold and a hunk of nickel. I'll buy that. Ta-da! It's cheaper than buying all the other components of it. I think I want to say I needed 2. Could be wrong. I probably need 4, honestly. Oh, he's all out. Unfortunate. How about this stuff? That's what the bag means. That's how many he has in his stock. Okay. Gotta keep these new pieces of inventory straight. Alright. So I can craft 4 of these. Wow, I actually ran out of money, huh? I didn't even consider that being a possibility. Alright, crafting high-level armor is expensive. Time to go be a witcher for a while. Damn, no joke.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Let's go be effective in the field. At least I can put my new set on. Is it already equipped? I guess it replaces the old one, so it has to be. So we have a Grandmaster Griffin armor. We have one part of the Witcher set. I need 3 to make it so that after using stamina to cast a sign in its standard mode, the next sign cast within 3 seconds will be cast in standard mode without using stamina. That'd be insane to get free sign casts, but it's going to be expensive. Oh well. Gives me something to do with the money in this game, because otherwise it just stacks up. Just kidding, we're back. Alright, back to dimeritium plate. Retrace our steps here. So, turns out I had a bunch of stuff in my inventory that I could use to sell off. I had armor, and I had some runes for things I don't really care about, like bleed chance is not really part of my build, necessarily. And turns out when you build up a bunch of runes that you're ignoring for a large chunk of the playthrough, suddenly you have all sorts of access to things. Shit. There's me losing track of what the exact resource. Just one plate and that's it. Oh, that's for the... I was going for... legs next. If you're wondering why I showed this stuff, by the way, it's because there's definitely some people that want to see it. Some people don't, admittedly. Those people can skip ahead, I suppose. I skipped like 99% of my usage of stores and everything like that, but this seems like important progress to show, because it's the actual crafting of my main set upgrades. This happens like 3 times per playthrough. So now I can make the dimeritium plate. My trousers. Should be good to go. That's the wrong ones. Enriched dimeritium plate. Tell me I didn't just make a mistake. Crap. This is such a slow and clunky interface. It's not the best experience at times. Did I just use something I need to not use? Well, how is this thing sorted, by the way? I can't help but wonder, like, this is such a weird order to show things in. Enriched dimeritium ingot, so it's not... I probably didn't really... I might have wasted something. Shit. Alright, we are skipping ahead a bit, because I got frustrated navigating the interface. I now have the components needed for the Grandmaster Griffin trousers. Good news there. So now we're gonna be down to we're down to 2 more hides. We'll see if they last. Alright, we've made it just far enough to be able to get our Grandmaster Griffin gauntlets. I might be at my limits here. I think that last leather is all I need for the boots. Let's see. Yeah, it all comes down to getting one last dimeritium plate. I suppose if nothing else I could just buy it for 4K, but we'll see how close I can get to crafting it. It comes down to this enriched dimeritium plate. We need 1 more ingot. Ingot requires 2 ore. Those are expensive to craft that way. But I can buy them this way. I genuinely don't know if I'm even saving money this way. I'd have to do some... I'd actually have to sit there and break down the math, which I'm not necessarily going to do right now. There's the plate. I must have saved money, because I could have sworn that buying an enriched dimeritium plate was going to cost me like 4K or something. It wasn't it? How much was it going to cost me? Yeah, 4,500. There's no way I spent that much doing that just now, so I guess I saved money. Alright. Alright, I finally got it. The Grandmaster Griffin armor, Grandmaster Griffin gauntlets, Grandmaster Griffin boots, Grandmaster Griffin trousers. So before the jump cut, you may have noticed, when I got to, I want to say it was the boots or something, I accidentally clicked on woven boots. That was not a good moment for me. I was not very happy for a little while. I had to get up, walk away, come back later. It's later now. And start the entire process over from a previous save. To then craft it again. To go through that long process and then misclick once and accidentally make woven equipment instead of griffin equipment. That is rough. Okay. I'll admit I'm curious. I have a quest that says to go back and visit Liam and Matilda. Oops. Good job with the horse riding me. I'm always proud of myself there. So I'm curious about that one because it's... like, I thought we resolved the whole Wine Wars situation. Is there more still? After all this time?
Take it easy.
Or did I just forget to save?
Oh, Witcher! Greetings! Kind of you to come. Matilda and I, we've a surprise for you.
You two seem to be getting along.
We are. There came a point we realized we had no grounds to quarrel. Things became altogether pleasant.
And a bit spicy.
Romantic. Quite.
Got it. Needn't say more. Glad things are going well for you. What's the surprise? Some new monster I need to kill?
No, something far more pleasant.
We've produced a wine. According to the best sommeliers, it might just dethrone Est.
We owe this success to you. So, if you'd agree...
We'd like to name it after you.
What shall we call it?
Why not White wolf.
Wild, with character. It fits perfectly.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to send a few bottles to your home every so often.
I'd be honored. Thanks.
No, we thank you. Take care, Witcher.
Now that would be a truly silly sounding wine. Yeah, it's our brand new brand of wine, Geralt of Rivia. What? You named it what? I guess maybe the other ones are named after people too, but their names just sound unfamiliar enough for me to not pick up on it, I guess. But White Wolf, that's nice. Although I think I might have the same name as a potion I have. And now I'm thinking of White Orchard. I don't think there's a White Wolf potion, is there? Ah, I'm thinking of White Rafford's decoction. White Orchid or White Orchard was probably actually the first zone of the game. I figured if I'm gonna be such a flame bastard all the time, I might as well just embrace it. So I've recolored my master-crafted equipment orange and yellow. Yellow gloves and pants, orange boots and chest piece, just to have a little bit of color contrast instead of making it all one color. Although admittedly, by default it all is one solid color with its default green. But I think having a little bit of color mixture to complement works a little bit better. And it fits the theme of somebody who uses Igni a lot. And it's kind of nice to be able to change it. Also, it was oops, I changed the wrong tabs. It's a combination of the right dyes that I also had available to me. I didn't have 4 of anything, but I had 3 oranges and 2 yellows. That seemed to work out. Interestingly, you can preview things. Like you can highlight one and like drag it around a little bit to look at what it'll look like in each slot to see what I want to see what the result will be. Interestingly, that seems to be pink. What's purple look like? I guess it's darker than that. Then there's the black dye, although nothing's truly quite as colorful as you might expect it to be, so even black looks a little bluish because of the realistic color difference and everything. Green looks like it would take it right back to the default color, although I guess I can compare that by using the dye remover. Yeah, looks like green is the default color in this case. Nice touch being able to preview slot by slot to see what it's going to look like. These little colors here. This is the teal or cyan. Oh, what color was it? Turquoise. And then gray. You'd have to put gray and black next to each other just to identify how they actually look different from each other. But that's a little preview of the armor dye that they added, I think, in this expansion. I think I started picking up for the first time over the course of this expansion specifically. Alright. This would be a bit of a change of pace. Looking a little different like this. Got my new armor, and I've changed the visuals specifically to help reflect that I'm wearing new armor. That's enough inventory management for now. Let's get back to the meat of things. While wandering around Toussaint, Geralt did not neglect his vocation and true core of his existence, namely, pursuing and slaying monsters. Having found a notice on a notice board posted by a merchant guild beset by some beast, the Witcher decided to go to the appointed spot to learn about the details of the matter.
That's it, Roach.
So basically, the most non-description description of a quest we've had in this entire playthrough. Geralt is a Witcher. He hunts monsters. There was a notice board. Notice board had a quest. He's gonna kill a monster. The funny thing is that because of how incredibly generic that description was, part of me is like, is this gonna be the most mind-blowing quest ever? And they're hiding it behind
rubbish. Abandoned, but a lot of this damage is recent. Guess I arrived just a little too late. Should look around still.
Part of me wonders if a generic description means that something much less generic is gonna ultimately happen. But you never know. I'm gonna just preemptively defend myself a little bit. This place has been destroyed. I think I'm a little late.
Man, bled to death. Big beast inflicted these wounds. Clear from the claw marks. Must have a toothy smile, too, judging by what ripped his throat open. Signs of a fight. Paw prints, beastly ones, that's clear. Just on this spot, though. Aerial attack. Must have been.
Oh.
Draconid. Gotta be. Maybe a basilisk? Except these prints don't belong to any variety I know. Just a little different.
What if it's a slizzard? What if this is my first opportunity to encounter them, but now I've killed so many of them that it's not a surprise anymore?
Area's dangerous. I'd say there's a basilisk nesting around here. You'd be wise to remain at some distance.
Yes, I'm familiar with the matter, and quite proud to say a basilisk does nest here. I look after it personally.
Look after it? It's not exactly a pet. Beasts murdering folk who come through here.
Just a minute. It does not murder those who do not trespass upon its territory. I posted a number of signs, warnings, specifically to prevent anyone from coming to any harm.
Well, a lot of good they did. Got a freshly mangled corpse right here.
Most likely a merchant, the poor bloke. Just today, I learned 2 traders had chosen this route despite the signs. I came as quick as I could to warn them. Too late, alas. I've instructed my servants. They shall take the body, return it to the family with a generous sum as recompense.
Claim this to be the last surviving basilisk? How do you figure?
The last of this subspecies. Their population was much larger at one time, see? Before the beech forests were felled.
Mean to suggest a direct correlation between beechwood forest density and basilisk populations?
Indirect, I prefer to contend. Beechwood forests are the chief habitat of roe deer, you see. In turn, a staple of the basilisk diet. When roe deer grew scarce, basilisks made humans their staple food. Enter the witchers. And thus, we've come to this one last specimen. It's a female. As recently as last year, we still had 2. But Jocast's mate passed on, alas.
Jocast?
Should she not have a name? My father dubbed her in honor of my dear departed mother. Jocast was brooding then. 2 eggs. That she cast from her nest, alas, when the male perished.
Pay the victim's family's compensation? Why?
These lands have been my family's for decades, granted to us by Duchess Ademarta. Beyond them, the basilisk ventures not, hunts not, it does not kill or destroy, provided it is not provoked. Yet if it does destroy, if it kills, I compensate all for their loss, from my own coffers.
Your coffers? Got a store of sons and husbands in there to compensate for those shredded by your beast?
Naturally, I cannot revive the dead, but I do make generous restitution to their loved ones. Just last summer, I paid a leather tooler's widow 800 crowns, this unfortunate merchant's family, to be duly indemnified as well.
Who exactly are you? And how'd you develop such an interest in the beast?
Count Borges, happy to be of service. As to the beast, well, this subspecies is our dynastic symbol. The de Salfareses have for centuries signed with the Regulus Platinum. As family legend has it, a female of the species rescued an ancestor, a boy at the time, from a burning building. She took the tyke back to her nest, where she fed him as if he were one of her own youngsters.
Malarkey.
To be sure, but beautiful malarkey it is.
Where's the basilisk nesting? Any idea?
Of course I've an idea, but you don't really expect me to tell you. Those are not toy swords. I know your intentions.
Find it myself then. Easy to track with its distinct paw prints. Mentioned 2 merchants, so I might also look for the other corpse.
It's a dangerous place to be keeping a pet like that. Silver basilisk. Geralt always liked looking at things that don't exist. Be it a vampire with a human heart, or the last basilisk of his species that no scholar has classified. Discovering something thought not to be there, to be discovered caused him great pleasure. That is why he took an interest in the contract, which at first glance seemed banal, but proved to be very intriguing. It concerned the last basilisk of a nearly extinct species, Regulus Platinum. So mixed feelings on this one. On some level, I get the concept of trying to be conservationist, keep something around so that it's not gone forever, and so on and so forth. But how many people have to die over the course of that time? How many, like, cool, you got a system, you put up some signs, and you warn a few people, you put up a few signs telling people not to come by, you pay people for their loss, but how many people are supposed to die? Like, what happens when just random people wander through here? Like, there's not roadblocks or anything, it's a road. And all you ever hear is about how every direction you go in is full of dangers and monsters, so what difference is this direction compared to all the other ones? But I don't know if much can prepare people for dealing with the basilisk of all things.
Poor man. A horrid death, truly.
Yeah, right? Which you're kind of helping happen, you know? And at some point, like, I don't know. This seems problematic to stick around with.
Strange. These burn marks. Beast's venom make them? Subspecies must be highly toxic.
It is so indeed. A wound from a sterling basilisk festers long.
Need to brew a potion that'll neutralize that.
So it's very dangerous, and it attacks people, and it's going to keep attacking people that come through here. Just ongoing. Anyone else comes through here, they're going to get attacked too. How many more people die before finally another Witcher or somebody else comes in to also kill the basilisk?
Basilisk scales are usually thicker, not nearly so fine. Could be more sensitive to fire, this one.
Alas, it is true. Your cast has a terrible fear of fire. She's a highly sensitive creature. Rid your mind of any thought to kill her. You would destroy the last of a species.
Obviously, he's very emotionally involved with the subject. But, like, it seemed like a doomed process. People are getting killed, and judging by the way he's talked about it, sounds like other people have been killed in the past, and he's dealt with this before. Like, this is routine for him, cleaning up the mess and paying off people that lose lives permanently. That's it. So what, we wait for 5 more people to come down here and get killed, and then somebody else gets called in to kill the basilisk?
Busted barrels. Contents spilled all over. Must have been tannin in there. Used to treat leather. Beast smashed the barrels. That's how the scent got on the scale.
Yokoko is so very curious. Strong scents especially intrigue her. The barrels, they must have drawn her in. Drawn her to the caravan.
Busted barrels slimed with venom. Hallmarks of an attack. Basilisk must have caught the second victim here. Anyway, got 2 scents. Venom and tannin. Ought to be enough to track the beast.
Why track her at all? Your caste is protected. Her death would forever destabilize the ecosystem. Who knows what would happen? I see unforeseeable consequences down the line. Simply refrain from provoking her. Harm her not, and she too will leave you untouched. I've long suspected they do it on purpose. Scent their goods. They seek to lure the basilisk to destroy their wares. It allows them to demand compensation from their assurers.
Interesting. So he thinks that these people are well aware of the risk, and they specifically bait themselves to be attacked. It's one of those situations where I kind of wish I had the freedom to actively just talk to somebody as a real person, as opposed to the limited dialogue I get. I just want to know the context of every person that has ever been killed so far. Because, yeah, it is kind of at their fault if they're intentionally provoking attacks for the purpose of trying to make quick money off of it. That's one thing for sure. Maybe because it opens the door to the possibility that maybe this area is more sufficiently protected than it initially seems. Because at first it seems like this place is absolutely dangerous and that nothing's stopping people from getting killed. But if there's an ongoing record of people getting killed because they're trying to basically get insurance fraud, that recontextualizes things a bit.
Seems to be everywhere. Basilisk must be high in the sky. Bloodstains. Clear as day.
I am conflicted. On one hand, I mean, I'm I'm a witcher. I kill monsters, and this monster has killed people, as far as I can tell. But did the people do this on purpose? Even then,
Sounds perceptible again.
even then, she says it doesn't attack. He says it doesn't attack you if you don't provoke it. But having a smelly barrel as provocation enough kind of crosses a line. I don't have a clear answer right now.
Just as I expected. Second victim, but relatively unscathed. Basilisk must have been dragging him back to its nest for later. Dropped him for some reason. Wonder why.
Dear Gaston, in reply to your question regarding the planned transport route for the Barrows of Tenon, allow me to confirm the official itinerary supported by the guild goes through the lands belonging to Court de Salvarez. The board sees no reason to deviate from our traditional path. The Count has pledged to cover all eventual damage caused by the Great White Terror, so even in the case of the destruction of the entire cargo, the guild will suffer no monetary loss. Wow, they just straight up went through there on purpose, knowing about the danger. So you need a new, if nothing else, you need a new damn system right now. His current system has him just compensating people that come through here, but that leads to people coming through for the compensation. Your incentive system here is all wrong. He needs to barricade this whole place off. The problem is it's a freaking forest. How do you actually make a conservation?
Just as I expected. Second victim, but relatively unscathed. Basilisk must have been dragging him back to its nest for later. Dropped him for some reason. Wonder why.
Because this gets a little darker, because how many people are going to die for reasons like this? It seems like, going by that dialogue, it kind of makes it seem like he specifically requested not to take this path because of the danger, but the guild decided not to deviate. The guild seemed to respond to his request with declination, saying, "No, we see no reason to move from this path. After all, we can't lose any money." But that's dark. That means these people could be dying because a corporation basically says, "Ah, just go on through." And so, if that it's no longer
Here's something.
Shit.
But it's no basilisk screech. Human voices.
Every time I walk 20 steps, this thing recontextualizes itself again. So at first I was thinking, okay, maybe they're con men, maybe they deserve what they got, but now it seems like they're victims of their employers, and their employers are endangering them on purpose because they don't care, and it's not going to affect their bottom line. And now there's humans here? I don't know what I want to do. And who the hell is out here? Bunch of shirtless dudes? Oh, they're Reavers. They're Dragon Slayers. I learned that from the Gwent card.
Yamo, Harry, prepare the equipment. Beast wandered off somewheres. We got to lure it back. And who might you be?
Funny. About to ask you the same.
They call us the Reavers.
Reavers? Wouldn't happen to hail from Crinfrid, would you?
Aye, we do. But how's it you know? And again, who the hell are you?
Geralt of Rivia. I'm a witcher. Know your brethren in arms. Boholt, Kenneton Desperate, New Boy too.
Ah, you're that witcher. Aye, Boholt mentioned you. Said you swing a mean sword.
A professional. Good you came along. Could take on the brute together. Talk is the venom's something horrifying. Could use another pair of hands. Fee what we've gotten from the guild. We'll share it fair and square. You in?
Gentlemen, this hurts my ears and pains my heart. You aim to kill your caste? It cannot be. The creature is protected. If you fear to lose the guild's reward, I shall repay it, and reward you doubly to leave the beast be. You cannot slay the last living specimen of a near-extinct subspecies.
Willing to pay, are you? Long as we do nothing? That's rather novel. What say you to that, Master? Far as I know, beasts culled the human race by 5 already.
Oh, god damn it, time limit.
Beast has to die. We work together, we'll make quick work of it.
After all I told you of your caste, you would murder her? Or you will regret this, friend. I know folk. I shall tell them you slew the last surviving specimen.
Sorry, Master de Salvarez. Actually, not sorry. A monster's a monster. Silvery, plaid, or polka-dotted, last or next to last specimen, doesn't matter. It's a dangerous predator that kills humans. Enough said.
Herbalists, alchemists, I know many. They will despise you. I shall tell them of a heartless cur who cares not an ounce for balance in nature. You shall pay arms and legs for their wares. More!
Somebody plug this Lorden's gob, eh? Right, Master Witcher. How do we aim to fight the filth? We've crossbows. Comply with bolts while you do the hack and slash? Or all go at it as a bunch, blades in hand, fire in our hearts? You decide. You're the one with experience.
Have them attack from a range. It's best to have them distant, just to preserve more lives. That's the thing. This thing's already killed 5 people. I'm looking at... now we got another group of 5 people right here, including myself, that are at risk of dying to it. Even if he can pay off these members of the guild, he only found these guys because I'm wandering around. He literally... He's only finding the dragon hunters because there's so many people here to kill the basilisk. There's so many people here to kill the basilisk that other people are encountering the other people there to kill the basilisk. Like, it's killed people who were not attacking it. They were just going down the road, even if they did have scented barrels. And now so many people are being sent after it to kill it, and how many of those people aren't going to be capable of doing it? So it seems inevitable that inevitably someone's going to kill this basilisk successfully. Eventually, someone skilled enough will show up. But in the meantime, what, the guild's just going to keep paying more people to take care of the problem, and how many of those people are going to die along the way? Even if the guild itself is a questionable organization that may be making decisions that specifically cause some of this danger in the first place, I can't deal with the guild, but I can deal with the fact that the basilisk is killing people, and people are going to be sent to kill it, and they're probably going to fail and die, and more people keep dying. All for what? So one last specimen of a dead species can stick around on the earth for a little longer before it dies because it can't breed, because it doesn't have anyone else at this point? And at the end, it's just another monster. What, it breeds, multiplies more, and then starts killing even... Although, if it were to breed, its children would just kill more things around here. I've killed so many monsters. It's too close to civilization at this point. But yeah, telling them to use their crossbows, it'll keep them at a distance away, and they'll be safer. Especially on this difficulty, there's a really good chance they would just die.
Use your crossbows, keep her on the ground. Good idea.
Did you say her?
It's a female, yeah.
Hear that, lads? We've a learned witcher here. 100 spans out, and he spotted what the lizard's got between its legs. Right now, lads. You've heard the specialist. Ready your crossbows.
All good and fine, but the monster's not in its nest. Gotta track it down first.
Not at all necessary, Geralt. We looked into it. Gave it a think. Traders use tannin to lure the beast. Who says we can't do the same?
You got any tannin?
Came into a bit, aye. Yeah, willing to do the honours?
To be clear, I'm not psyched about my decision, but I gotta make one. And this is what I've landed on, especially pressed to a goddamn time limit. That's mean.
There.
Grab your bellies! Shoot the bitch down!
Time for a mess. First of all, Draconid oil. Now that I know that I'm fighting it. Didn't really know until the cutscene started for sure. I do not have the visuals of these memorized. There we go. Quen. Oh, it's off immediately. Didn't really keep that on the ground very well, did you guys? Come on, you're all using crossbows. Do better. Fine, I'll do it. Ooh, it burns well, actually. Shockingly well. Well, I'm a monster. But we'll eat well tonight. Wow, we're gonna eat really well tonight. It's very vulnerable to fire. This is a rare occurrence.
What did she ever do to you? Stop! My...
A stroke like that, to fight at a true witcher's side. Prime the way you swung that razor, mate.
Mentioned some fee from a guild. I hear you right?
Ha! Witcher drives right for the gut. A professional, right thorough. Your share, friend. Every last copper as we agreed. We'll collect us a few of them silver scales and the tail. Proof for the guild, right?
And we'll get word of you to some folk. Merchant folk, meaning. They ought to treat you right.
Thanks, and farewell.
Yocasta. My poor Yocasta. Cruelly slaughtered.
Okay, oh, I thought the corpse vanished. I'm like, what? So, a lot of ramifications here. Apparently, if you side with one group, herbalists and alchemists, I think he said, would be looking favorably upon us. Now they're going to be mad at me. But these guys say that the merchants are going to be happier with me, so the way you interact with stores from here on out is affected by this decision of all things. And now they're making me feel things about, of course, I mean, I'm a witcher, so the whole premise is you go around killing monsters and everything. That's his job. But of course you choose when to and when not to, and oftentimes, especially with intelligent creatures, there's a lot of reasons to spare them as you go around. But in this particular case, it's not, I mean, it could be an intelligent creature, but it's not one of those human-like sapient creatures that we encounter that can talk and interact and is misunderstood or something like that. It's more of a beast that's on its own. Same way you would like not want to kill all the silverback gorillas, perhaps, but also they can be a problem when they're in the area. And they take this big complicated decision with a bunch of pros and cons on both sides, and then they boil it down to a time limit binary choice. That's not an easy call. God damn it. Alright, so I was right. This was not nearly as boring as the description originally made it sound.